Okay, so guys, Civil War. Which team are you on?
Team Iron Man all the way. You should,
You're brain dead, buddy. Team Cap.
Iron Man.
Cap.
Iron Man.
Cap.
Thanos.
Alohomora.
Greetings, Internet Denizens.
I'm Josh.
I'm Paul.
And I lost. Ha
We're gonna need another Sapphire.
Very soon.
We are gassed up geeks.
Yes, we're the Gassed Up Geeks, yes. And today we're talking about our favorite on-screen villains. Everybody has a villain in their mind, whether they saw it on TV, whether they saw it on a movie, where we just loved that villain. I'll start off with the fact that the one everybody knows, the Joker. Everybody who knows me knows I love the Joker. Cesar Romero in the 1966 Batman show, Mark Hamill on the animated series, Jack Nicholson in Tim Burton's Batman, Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight, and of course Jared Leto in Suicide Squad. A lot of people ask me which one was the best because they're all so different, and my response is always all of them. I love them all for different reasons. They all contributed something and played it in a time where the others wouldn't get away with it. I mean, Jared Leto, he's got the tattoos and the grill. To see Jack Nicholson or even Heath Ledger's Joker like that is like, no, it doesn't work. No. Heath Ledger as such an amazing psychopath, which is what the Joker really was. His first intro was on the radio. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Joker. Tonight I'm going to kill this person. What? And Heath Ledger also had Jerry Robinson, who was one of the creators of the original Joker in the comic books. So he had a connection to the source. He was able to say, what is the Joker? Well, seeing how I helped create him, here's what the Joker's supposed to be like. Jack Nicholson, that creepy uncle that, like the old joke on the internet. You walk down the street and see somebody and think to yourself, he's got a body in his crawl space, I know it. Jack Nicholson was that one. And Cesar Romero, it was camp, it was goofy. And the fact that he had his white face paint and didn't shave off his mustache. You could actually see his mustache through the white face paint. But at the same time, you couldn't get away with the campy stuff in Tim Burton's. You couldn't get away with the tattoos in Cesar Romero's. All of them. And Mark Hamill, for a cartoon that kids are supposed to be watching, well, I mean, let's be honest. Most of us were, if those of us like myself who have kids, we were putting it on for the kids, but watching it for ourselves. And even still.
I'm halfway through a rewatch, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was rewatching it, and my cell phone, I actually have the Joker laughing as my ringtone. Mark Hamill.
Oh.
Well, one day out of boredom, I'm like, well, what am I going to binge watch today? You know what? I'll watch Justice League, the cartoon. So I'm watching it, and at one point, the Joker's in it, he starts laughing, and it was the clip that they took from that show and put it as my ringtone. So the Joker starts laughing on TV, and I'm like...
Hey, pal, did you get a load of the nerd?
Pardon me?
That's why the Joker's always been a favorite. The chaos, the havoc, the mayhem, the laughter, I grew up in a generation where there was a big song called Everybody Loves a Clown. And now people like yourself he wouldn't see it to do a movie review.
What's wrong with it?
Which brings us back to episodes of, we talked about memes, where you actually had Pennywise and there's a British TV show called the IT Crowd. And so they keep putting Pennywise up as one of the characters in a show about an IT department. And it's like, oh, I'd pay to see that, absolutely. But that's why the Joker for me is so many brilliant actors, so many amazing roles, and just the madness of it all, which we all know I love to laugh and I'm totally mad, so.
Yeah.
What about you?
Oh, think of a time where there's no one but the Walking Dead. Negan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Negan is such a great character.
Never was there a person I wanted to see die off quickly and yet stay on screen.
That is how you know they are a good character.
Oh, yeah.
They are a good actor. They can portray that. And from the moment he starts talking, you're just like, I want to shoot this guy's fucking head.
Yeah.
And there he is. He has this calm, but you know that rage, that storm is building. But he portrays it so well. You know, he has, you know, Lucille and this storm. This storm, you never know. It's just the suspense that keeps going on with how he portrays it. Amazing.
I admit, like, I've never seen The Walking Dead because I have this thing about what zombies really are and the walkers on The Walking Dead.
Give me a second. We're gonna need another poll.
But I will admit, though, when I saw clips about the character of Negan, I was like, I think I might want to watch this now. Hold on. So, yeah, no, Negan, he entices me to watch the show, and that's a sign of a good mark, a good character, a good villain.
Yeah.
You know, I know they had the governor at one point, and I'd heard about him, and I thought, okay, fine. Which I was tempted to watch because the guy who played the governor was in a Doctor Who Christmas episode.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know, okay.
The other doctor, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, you know, okay, well, you know what? The actors crossed over. I enjoyed them in this. Maybe I'll watch him in this, but I never got into the watch.
Compared to Negan, though, he's a pussy.
Oh,
yeah.
God is he ever. The thing I loved about Negan the most, okay, we put this on the Facebook page, a little bit of trivia about it.
Right.
His first introduction. I mean, okay, he killed Abraham, he killed Glenn, that was just heartbreaking, even to someone who isn't a big fan of the show. They actually filmed death scenes for every character.
nice.
Including Grimes, believe it or not. I mean, there was no stone unturned.
What about Dixon?
Sorry?
Dixon.
Oh yeah, everyone. And they did not even tell the actors who was going to be coming back.
See, this is when you know a character is supposed to be a character. When everyone is on board, the writers, the person playing it, they just bring it out, especially when they go the extra mile like this.
Well, I'd heard that when they wanted him to play Negan, they called up his agent. And his agent called him up saying, yeah, so The Walking Dead, they've got a character they want you to read for. And he's like, it's Negan, isn't it? And they're like, well, we can't really say, we don't know who he is. It's Negan, if it's fucking Negan, I'll do it. It's like, okay, so he was excited to play the part. It's like, from what I've heard, you can't think of anybody else in the role.
Yeah.
For a geek to play their own the character that they love the most, that is like the ultimate geekdom.
Oh yeah.
It'd be like me being an actor, being offered the role of the Doctor. I'd be like, yes, there's only one problem with me playing the Doctor. It involves a lot of running.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Sapphire.
Robert Englund.
Nice, Freddy.
Wrong.
Ooh.
The Phantom of the Opera, specifically.
Ooh, an obscure reference. Nice.
Yes. I've always had a thing for the tragic villains. I mean, okay, Englund's version was good, even for someone 9 years old. Yes, I actually watched that at 9 years old.
What?
That dark, that gritty. It's my grandma. What can I say?
Your grandmother let you watch a very, very dark version of Phantom of the Opera at 9 years old. And folks, I'm a big Phantom fan as well, so this is a very obscure but dark movie. Okay?
Yeah, very difficult to find anymore.
And your grandmother let you watch it at 9?
Yep.
Grandma, you're cool!
But as great as that role was, I have to say it strays too far from the original novel for me.
Yeah.
The version that had Gerard Butler more recently, that is the one I prefer. The hardline tragic villain. He falls in love with Christine Daae while he's teaching her to properly sing opera, goes completely head over heels, but she's got this love interest from her childhood that steals her away. The Phantom goes raging across the entire theater, burns the place to the ground, and that chandelier.
Yeah. As a major fan, like I've got the original book. I've got the book by Susan Kay called Phantom, which is another version of his life, like growing up, from birth to.
So back when he was still the devil's child.
No, back when he was just a regular child.
Okay.
So, but in the book, it actually explains it when the chandelier drops. He was friends with the woman who ran the chorus backstage, Madame Geary. Yeah, she got fired and the chandelier dropped on her replacement.
Oh.
A little bit of trivia for you. So yeah,
Nice.
I'm not saying I'm a big. I admit him. I saw the Phantom 4 times at the Pantages Theatre, and I only paid for it once.
You lucky bastard.
I was a sneaky bastard. I'll explain that story on the site on the extra content if it's in there. So, but yes, the Phantom is definitely a tragic character on screen. There's been the original Lon Chaney, and so many others as well. But yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, the thing about all these characters though is that there's been good versions and bad versions. For example, of Phantom.
Yeah.
But the one thing they have in common as a good version is they're what I call deliciously evil. Because they're being evil and you just eat it up. You can't get enough. And guys, I think we can all agree on one thing. If any one actor is the epitome of being able to play a character deliciously evil, all hail the king, Tim Curry.
Yes.
I will drink to that.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Come on, you drink too. So yes.
All right, good. Let's go.
I mean, from his first major appearance on screen as Dr. Frankenfurter from the Rocky Horror Picture Show,
See it.
Oscar, even though Sylvester Stallone, his attempted comedy, Tim Curry's in it as well, and he again steals the show. Do you guys remember the original movie Annie that came out like in the early 80s?
Okay, yeah.
With Carol Burnett as Mrs. Hannigan? Her brother Rooster. That was my first exposure to Tim Curry because he played her.
Wasn't Daddy Warbucks Telly Savalas?
No, Daddy Warbucks was somebody completely different than that. I forget his name off the top of my head.
Sig.
Sig will find it for us because Sig's our geek savior when we've been drinking. When are we not drinking?
But, yeah, Tim Curry.
What was your favorite Tim Curry role?
Actually, there was a two-parter of Criminal Minds where he played the antagonist.
Yes.
He slipped into that role perfectly.
Yeah. Well, he does that with any deliciously evil character because he plays such delicious evil characters.
Well, even the Lord of Darkness in Legend.
Oh, classic, yeah. Entertainment Weekly one time had this little, people would write in and ask a question, and the question was, have you ever seen a really bad movie but one actor just is amazing in it? And the answer was, Tim Curry as Legend in Darkness, as Darkness in Legend. And it's like, yeah, that's where I first came up with the term deliciously evil. So what about you?
Frankenfurter all the way. Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. Like, I think we're all in agreement. Actually, once we're done this recording, I think we need to pop it up there.
I got no problems with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
And then we'll drink a bunch. We do that on occasion. But his other role that's kind of deliciously evil, but not quite his norm, is in Clue, the butler.
Yes.
It just
Yeah.
worked so well.
Yeah, I didn't know where you were heading with that. I think we were going with the red herring. So, I've got my roommate. He plays.
Oh, red herring!
Yeah, my roommate. He plays Magic the Gathering, And so every now and then it's like, 2 mana points, 1 mana point, and I'm just like, 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1. So I got a look from one day at work, it's like I was done my shift, I stood up and said, I'm going to go home and sleep with my wife. And they're like, I don't think I need to know that now. They're like, watch Clue. Michael McKean's character, because they thought he was gay throughout the whole thing, so when one of the endings where he's an FBI agent.
Yes, one of the endings.
Yes.
Watch.
So he's like, he finally says, I'm not gay, so I'm going to go home and sleep with my wife. So, but there you go. Deliciously evil villains that we've loved, and the king of the deliciously evil villains, Mr. Tim Curry himself. Who did we miss out? Who did we forget? Who are you thinking of? Let us know in the comments below. Until then, I'm Paul.
I'm Josh.
You didn't lose!
Well, now you just made me lose.
Yes. Got him back.
Oh, you sort of caught me at a bad time. But make sure you also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We have some pretty good stuff there. Excuse me.